भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 20, Text 28. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Shaya Divayat Karmanina Samhitam. Shaya Divayat Karmanina Samhitam. Kharoshi Palgo Api Uru Dinavatsalaha. Kharoshi Palgo Api Uru Dinavatsalaha. Savai Dishniya Brittasya Kimtaya. Savai Dishniya Biratasya Kimtaya. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Shaya Divayat Karmani Na Samhitam. Kharoshi Palgo Api Uru Dinavatsalaha. Swaeva Dishni Abrittasya Kimtaya. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Saya Divayat Karmani Nasamitam. Kharoshi Palgo Api Urudina Vatsalaha. Saveva Dishne Abhiratasya Kimtaya. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Shayed Jivayat Karmani Nasamitam. Kharoshi Palgo Api Urdina Vatsala. Swaeva Dishni Abhiratasya Kimtaya. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Shaye Devayat Karmani Na Samhitam. Kharoshi Palga Api Urdina Vatsala. Swayeva Dishni Abhirasya Kintaya. Jagadjananyam Jagadisha Vaishasham. Shaye Devayat Karmani Na Samitam. Kharoshi Palgo Api Urudina Vatsala. Swaeva Dishni Abhiradasya Kimbaya. Jagat Jananyam. In the mother of the universe, Lakṣmī, Jagat Isha. O Lord of the universe, Vaishesham, anger, Shayat, may rise, Eva, certainly, Yat Karmani, in whose activity, Na, my, Samhitam, desire, Karoshi, you consider, Falgu, insignificant service, Api, even, Guru, very great, Dina Vatsalaha, favorably inclined to the poor, Sve, own, Iva, certainly, Dishnehi, in your opulence, Abhiratasya, of one who is fully satisfied. Kim, what need is there? Thaya, with her. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. My dear Lord of the universe, the goddess of fortune Lakshmi is the mother of the universe, and yet I think that she may be angry with me because of my intruding upon her service and acting on that very platform to which she is so much attached. Yet I am hopeful that even though there is some misunderstanding, you will take my part, for you are very much inclined to the poor, and you always magnify even insignificant service unto you. Therefore, even though she becomes angry, I think there is no harm for you, because you are so self-sufficient that you can do without her. Purport. Mother Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune, is well known for always massaging the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. She is an ideal wife because she takes care of Lord Narayana in every detail. She takes care not only his lotus feet but of the household affairs of the Lord as well. She cooks nice foods for him, fans him while he eats, smooths his sandalwood pulpers on his face, and sets his bed and sitting places in the right order. In this way, she is always engaged in the service of the Lord. And yes, there is hardly any opportunity for any other devotee to intrude upon his daily activities. Prithu Maharaja was therefore almost certain that his intrusion into the service of the goddess of fortune would irritate her and cause her to become angry with him. But why should Mother Lakshmi, the mother of the universe, be angry with an insignificant devotee like Prithu Maharaja? All this was not very likely, yet Prithu Maharaja, just for his personal protection, appealed to the Lord to take his part. Prithu Maharaja was engaged in performing the ordinary Vedic ritual and sacrifice according to Karma Kanda or fruity activities. But the Lord, being so kind and magnanimous, was ready to award Prithu Maharaja the highest perfectional stage of life, namely devotional service. When a person performs Vedic rituals and sacrifice, he does so to elevate himself to the heavenly planets. No one can become qualified to go back home, back to Godhead by means of such sacrifices. But the Lord is so kind that he accepts a little insignificant service, and therefore it is stated in the Vishnu Purana that by following the principles of Varnashrama Dharma, one can satisfy the Supreme Lord. When the Lord is satisfied, the performer of sacrifice is elevated to the platform of devotional service. Prithu Maharaja therefore is expected that his insignificant service to the Lord would be accepted by him as being greater than that of Lakshmi Ji. The goddess of fortune is called Chanchala, restless, because she is very restless and is always coming and going. So Prithu Maharaja indicated that even though she might go away out of anger, there will be no harm for Lord Vishnu, because he is self-sufficient and can do anything and everything without the help of Lakshmi Ji. For example, when Garbhodaksha Vishnu begot Lord Brahma from his navel, he did not take any help from Lakshmi, who was just sitting by him and massaging his lotus feet. Generally, if a son is to be begotten, the husband impregnates the wife, and in due course of time, the son is born. But in case of Lord Brahma's birth, Garbhodaksha Vishnu did not impregnate Lakṣmī ji. Being self-sufficient, the Lord begot Brahma from his own navel. Therefore, Prithu Maharaja was confident that even if the goddess of fortune became angry with him, there would be no harm, neither to the Lord nor to himself. Let's chant Manglasharam. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnanadana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Vatapatakamallam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanaisigitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvasya Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktarvrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'll take all the Vaishnavis assembled here to their blessings so the right word comes at the right time. So now this is the verse Prithu Maharaj is, he's praying to the Lord Vishnu. So let's try to understand what happened so far so that we can know what's happening here, right? So Prithu Maharaj started doing 100 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yajna. So what happened when he was done the 99th sacrifice, Indra has, he just hesitant and then he thought what will happen to me. So then he just stolen that 100th horse. Then it kind of a chaotic situation happened, right? Then Lord Brahma has to intervene, has to convince Prithu Maharaj so that to do it. So then Prithu Maharaj said that, okay, I'll stop with the 99th horse sacrifice only. Then Prithu Maharaj finished that yajna. Okay, so that's what happened in the chapter 19. So now in the chapter 20, when with 99th sacrifice, Lord Vishnu got satisfied. He enters into the arena. So he brings Lord Vishnu and brings with the Indra. Lord Indra, he's bringing the Lord Indra along with him. And then first thing what Lord Vishnu says is, forgive him, excuse Lord Indra. So Lord Vishnu gives certain reasons why glorifying the Prithu Maharaj, right? So first thing he is telling about it. Whoever is having advanced intelligence, they always will not have any malice character. So they always want to do a welfare for others. You are such an advanced intelligent person, so you should forgive him. That's a very important. So if you can't have any intelligence is no meaning if you can't do any welfare or do good for others, right? That means what the intelligent we have. We call so-called intelligence, material intelligence, but they don't do any welfare. So that's a very thing. He starts with that one. And then he says that one, the Lord Vishnu says the one. So you situate in your occupational duties and then do the devotional services. Whoever been doing their occupational duties is like whichever the ashram they follow or varnashram they follow, and then they do a devotional service, they are satisfied within themselves. You do as a king, you are self-satisfied. You no need to worry about am I doing 100 sacrifice, means 100 horses or 99 horses, doesn't matter. That's a one, he gives the one reasons. And later he says that one, means Lord Vishnu says that one, I don't worry about all those things. I just see only the quality in the nature. What the quality you have it, that is what will attract me, not the how much sacrifices you do. Already you have such a nice quality. You have the Means in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, right, the devotee is being identified through their quality. So that's a one thing. Sadhura Bhushanam. What is the ornament we wear is the quality, Vaishnava quality, what we have it. So Vishnu says that one, your quality attracts me. I don't want anything else. You already attracted me. So you forgive him. So when the Lord Vishnu was keep praising King Prithu Maharaj, then Indra got ashamed. Then Indra is about to fall down to his lotus feet of the King Prithu to get apologies. Then King Prithu, he just embraced him and said, no, it's all good. So then what happened? It's all been done. Now King Prithu started worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vishnu, he started worshipping him. So he just was like, it was like he's embracing the Lord with his eyes. He could not, tears are there in his one. So the Lord was very overwhelmed with that one. He couldn't leave. He was just standing because he cannot leave his devotees. He was just keep standing. Then the Lord asked, what is the benediction you wanted? You ask me any benedictions. So that's where this section. When the Lord asks the benedictions, so then Prithu Maharaj says that one, I don't need any benedictions. Merging to you, it's not going to give. So that's a time Prithu Maharaj beautifully says that one. So we all want to, the lotus feet, the aroma coming from the lotus feet, which all come from the mouth of the devotees. The Krishna Katha, when we hear the Krishna Katha, we are not just hearing the Krishna Katha. It's like that is the aroma of the Lord's lotus feet. So that means when we hearing a Krishna Katha from a devotee, that's what which is attracting us, because that's nothing but the aroma of the Lord lotus feet. Right? So then he says that one, I just want to hear, and then he asked personally, I want to do service of your lotus feet. So that's what in the text 27. So yesterday verse, he says that one, I wish to engage in the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just like goddess of fortune. So that's what he spoke about yesterday. So now today let's try to understand one. So what the main few things are very important here. The first thing is he started. So he started, I'm trying to serve the lotus feet of you, Lord Vishnu. Who is that Lord Vishnu's lotus feet serving? Mother Lakṣmī. Will my Mother Lakṣmī will be angry with me if I taken the service of you? So he just started he's showing his emotion. This is the one verse he's showing his emotion. So she may be angry with me because I'm intruding her service. So that is his thinking. If I started doing it, well, Mother Lakṣmī will be angry with me. And he's in a very dilemma. Prabhupada beautifully writes that one. But I'm very insignificant. Why Mother of the universe, Lakshmi, has to be angry with me? I'm such a very insignificant. So she will not be angry with me. And then he is thinking, even if she gets angry, you are a Dina Vatsala. You are a friend of the poor. So that means you should support me only. So he is trying to put his argument favorably weight. He's trying to put his giving justification for his request. So he's just trying to say, anyway you are friend of Dina Vatsala, you have to offer me. Then he's even trying to say, even though if Mother Lakshmi is angry with you, but you are a Atmarama, you are self-satisfied. You no need to worry about anything. You can be without, you no need to worry about that one Lord. So neither me, because you are protecting me. So that's what he was trying to give that his emotional aspect of it. Right? Let's try to understand. So my Guru Maharaj, he says, when he was reading Krishna book in the early days, so he sees that, so many people are going to back to Godhead, Goloka Vrindavan. I have to go fast, otherwise I'll not get, it will be overcrowded. So I have to go fast. So that's our tendency of it. Even Urmila Mataji was telling one thing. When she was reading Krishna book, she thought, everyone has taken so many things. What I'll be become if I go? I cannot become anything. Every position is occupied. Then what is the one? So that's the one kind of one. Generally, I always have a tendency, whether it's a overall do I have any services, or do I have any place in the Krishna's world? So that's the one thing. Prabhupada beautifully says Krishna is unlimited, so he can, every one of us have services over there. We only have to go, right? That's a very thing. So that's what the Prithu Maharaj, if he is thinking, if I am doing the service of massaging, will Lakshmi ji get angry because it's a service? Krishna is unlimited. He can create so many of himself and give us everyone the opportunity, right? So then very important aspect of his is he is trying to say there are few points are very important. So his service, he seems it's a very insignificant service, right? So that is the mood he is carrying in. And then he is telling he is a dina, the poor. So he has that one. You cannot have any services without the mood of humility or insignificance. If you can't have that mood, you cannot perform it, right? So Prabhupada always says that one, right? So he says all the devotees of his disciples are, his Guru Maharaj has sent him so that to serve his Guru Maharaj purpose. So he didn't see that one like, oh, I got so much disciples, I can do whatever. He sees that it's all that his Guru Maharaj blessings. They all come and then he can just serve them, right? So the very important point is like you cannot have a, so even Prabhupada, right, in Jaladutta prayers, he write, after writing such a beautiful prayers, he write himself as an insignificant beggar. So that's a very things, the mood which all the parampara who carries, the acharyas carries, that insignificant. That's what he is also, Prithu Maharaj also seeing insignificant. Means people like me, if you do any small thing, we think, oh wow, we have done so much thing. But whereas if you see that they have done such a great, but they see there's an insignificant service, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, Prabhupada writes one. So we all want to take any, we think that we do lots of austerity, penances, coming to Krishna consciousness, we have to get up in the morning, do Mangalarti, chant our rounds, so many things. We see that we are doing so many austerity and penances, right? Prabhupada beautifully writes at one. So what most of the people, they think that their austerity penances, they use them to receive the honor. Oh, you know, I go for generally daily Mangalarti. I just finish my rounds in the early morning itself. We just try to say, talk, boost about ourselves and get the honor and respects and this one. That's the whole problem of it. It's like we want to be worshipped, even though our so-called, we are calling as austerity and penances. So that is something, oh yeah, then you are nice, very good devotees. You have to be worshipped. That's a one thing. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that one. I don't want to call myself as a Vaishnava. If I call myself as a Vaishnava, then what will happen? I'll be expecting the respect from others. I want the others to be worshipped. That's what I don't want to call myself as a Vaishnava. So that's Bhaktivinoda Thakur was telling. So our part is like, means in general, if you look at, go to any schools or in this material world, what they will do is, they'll try to make you are more than what you are. So it's like they'll puff up your things, right? As you go school, they say, yes, you can do. What is all the motivational speaker, their job is to puff up you, right? They say that, yes, you can do, come up with some catchy phrase and then telling you can do all these things. Always these days we have been brought up with a puff of kind of one. We can do more, we can do more. That means we all think that we are significant person. In office, if you go to any office, they'll just appreciate like so much of one. Reason is, after you appreciate, they know that if you're working for 14 hours, you'll be working for 15 hours from tomorrow onwards. So that's the whole intention of their one. So they're making to become a significance. So beautifully, the significance is what will happen. It makes us we are unnecessarily being made as a significant, which we are not really. What will happen is frustration and anxiety. That's what is going to happen. So even it's like you are a goat, but you have been glorified like a lion. What do you think? You started thinking yourself lion and then you do. End of the day, what will happen? You will become, you are not a lion. You will just one. So end of the day, you will be wasting your whole life. That's the whole point of one. Unless until we don't have that one. What's the real significant? That means, are we not significant? Right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami beautifully writes that one. He shows that he himself is a pride when he sees that I am a servant of, means his spiritual master, right? He always, that, Raghunath Das Goswami, he glorified that one. He feels that prideness in his when you do it. Even what Advaita Acharya, so he says that one, he suddenly jumps out. I am a servant of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. So they all have that kind of a pride. That's a real position is, right? So what is the pride of the devotees? The pride is that you are servant of the Lord. That's a one. Yes, we are significant in terms of, but the insignificance in what? That's a very important one. We need to really understand one, right? These days, how? It's a very simple. You want to become a very popular, you paid through some channels and then they are put in the news, whether it's true or false, you'll become a very popular person. That's how we are trying to become a significant, right? So, means, this is such a beautiful one, right? So Haridas Thakur, when he wants to depart from this world, so it's a bit long story. Then the very important part here is Mahaprabhu was bit sad that Haridas Thakur want to leave, but when Haridas Thakur says very beautifully, he says that I'm an insignificant person. What is going to happen? An ant dies in the universe. Does anyone worry about ant dies? That's what he sees. Haridas Thakur, which or Namacharya, he has that mood. He's thinking that he is just like an ant in the whole universe. So that's how he just sees that part of it, right? But whereas we try to see, oh, we have so much of one kind of one, right? That's the whole point. We just do it. Even Mahaprabhu prays, right? In Sikshashtami, he says, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I don't want anything. I just want a devotional service, birth after birth. Yeah. See, unless we don't have that knowledge, otherwise we'll try to take all the things like taken as granted and do it. Queen Kunti beautifully prays, right? You are like akinchana gocharam. You are the property of one who don't have anything. So that's the one thing. We say that one, means at least people like me say that one, but we always think that, oh, I have this kind of one will help me. So if you want Lord Krishna as the one, bhakti, we need to go to one. He's the only, we have to dependent mercy on it, right? So how do we really do it? There is a one beautiful sloka. We all know that Tatyanukampa, right? So in that, Sridhara Swami writes very beautifully. He gives very beautifully what is eligible to go to Godhead. Sridhara Swami writes very beautiful. So he says that one, if he just alive and following rules and regulation of Krishna consciousness, that itself eligible to go back to Godhead. Nothing else. If we just follow what we promised to Guru Maharaj, and then if we just, during our alive, if we do it, that is the eligibility, nothing else. So he is not telling anything, Sridhara Swami. That's the very things which you ought to do it. We all know that, okay, so the being insignificant, humility, all those things very important, how it plays in the one. But why don't, means people like me, why don't we see or do it, right? So Kapila Dev beautifully writes in his means in the third canto, Kapila Dev section, Prabhupada writes lots in the purport. In one, Prabhupada, some of the areas he writes lot in the Lord Kapila Dev section of purport. On that's a very beautiful purport. He writes a lot. Same way in the, you can see in the seventh canto like that. There are Prabhupada's standards of, everywhere he writes it, but here emphasize a lot. So Prabhupada says that one. So what the reason of we are being so influenced by Maya, how can we free? Prabhupada writes in the purport quite a few. He says that one, we have very limited amount of time. If you are not attention to the details what we do it, we can easily swayed away, right? We may look like we live for 70, 80 years or whatever the years we are living, but in the eternity, it's like just a speck of dot. That means it's like 70, 80 years is nothing if you like in a millions and billions of years. So that's the one. So he's just telling we have to be very careful with what we are doing it. So then Prabhupada in one of the purport he writes that one, the Maya has a two job. So one is it covering and second one is pulling down. So we have to be very clear. Maya has a two jobs. One is that covering. So he's been illusion. We'll be illusion like, oh, you are this country, you are this one, making us a significant. Feel we are significant. That is one of the things of Maya. And second thing is pulling down. Once you just go up, will be just smashed upon. That's what the two things of the Maya, which is what really causing us to the case, what we are happening on to it. So that's what the reason of it. So we just think that our thinking of like significance is what causing us pulling down the one, right? So that's the whole thing we need to do. That's what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. It's a very beautiful one, right? So basically our desire for enjoyment and sense gratification, prestige, basically this is what causing us to be in the material world. If you want to go back to Godhead, so he just says that one, you want to take the broom of holy name and then broom of Vaishnava Sadachar. If you take that broom and then we just keep on sweeping it out in hundreds and thousands of times every day, then we'll become eligible to go back to Godhead. Right? So that's a very important thing to do it. Okay. So means if you all want to, means Mahaprabhu always sees the only one thing, right? Mahaprabhu sees only the humility is the one which attracts the Mahaprabhu. We all know that King Prataparudra. So when he was the king, he was a devotee king. He was very very much devoted to Lord Mahaprabhu. He does so much service to the servants of the Lord Mahaprabhu. He gives them the place when they come to Puri and everywhere he taken care. So what happens is, but he is in such a one to get a association of the Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu was like very strict. He is just playing the role of sannyasi. As a strict sannyasi, you don't want to engage with any kings. So any worldly person, Vishaya, he don't want to engage with any materialist. So Mahaprabhu says that one, I can't even in my dreams I can't think of meeting a king. What you are asking me to meet the king? So many times many devotees goes and tell about he did all those things. Mahaprabhu listens everything. But when they say about you have to meet him, he'll be very angry. And even one time he says that one, if he keep coming and asking it, I'll be walking away. So this is not something is not at all tolerable to the devotees. They are thinking what to do. Meanwhile, King Prataparudra was like, he's devastated, not getting the Mahaprabhu's association. Even he, very beautifully, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that one, the feeling of King Prataparudra. He says that one, everyone is so merciful to get the mercy of the Lord Mahaprabhu. I'm such a fallen, I don't have that getting the mercy. So he just feel that one. So what happened? Then long story short, they say that one, they had planned it. You can meet, they are given a way to meet the Mahaprabhu. Right? So what happened? That day comes. So that's a Ratha Yatra day. King was doing sweeping in front of the Jagannath. So that has impressed the Mahaprabhu. Though he does everything, when he do a very menial service, that has impressed. So the sweeping. So then as per their plan, then what happened? Mahaprabhu was after Kirtan, he's just he's bit tired and then he's just relaxing. That time he sings the songs and then Mahaprabhu embrace him. Mahaprabhu knows he is the one, but since he was very happy, satisfied with his humility and then one, he just accepted it, Mahaprabhu. That's the only thing. Right? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says very beautifully. So in material we have two kind of diseases. He says one is that boils. So boils, hope anyone have had a boil. If you have boil in your body, you can't sit, you can't do anything. So he says that our envy is nothing but like a boils in your body. If you have envy, we have it's like a boils. You can think that one. And second thing he says that one, there are two diseases. Second, this is what he says it. Anyone has a parasites, like if you just bite you and then you can't, it will be lots of inching or a kind of one, it's like soaring kind of one. So he says that one, our material desires are like parasites. So it's like a biting of parasites, right? So material desires, we think that it's a small desire, you just like a bed bug, right? It's just a very small, we just do it. We think it is a very small, we try to scratch it, it will become a very big kind of one. So he says that one, material desires are like biting of parasites. So there are two, generally as a conditioned souls, we have two diseases. One is that biting of parasites, which is nothing but material desires. And second thing is the boils. Boils is nothing but the envy. So we have such a kind of a disease. So how that can be rectified? If you want to have a disease, we go to GP, right? So here he is telling the precision is, the doctor is the Lord Mahaprabhu. So if you want to go, what is the way to get the Mahaprabhu? He says that one, Dainya Arnava. So we need to take a bath in the ocean of the Dainya, humility. Unless until if you take a ocean in the bath in the humility ocean, we will not get the mercy of the Lord Mahaprabhu to get cured. Right? It's not like a GP where do we get book the appointment and do it. Yes, we want to get an appointment of here, we need to have a mercy of the Lord Mahaprabhu. That's what he writes it very beautifully. Right? So if you look at, let's come back to this one. So here Prabhupada writes quite a lot of things. Right? So he says, talks about the mood of the Prithu Maharaj. So he was feeling that he's just intruding the services, right? So that's a whole one, but that's not the case. And then he's just putting his inability or insignificance. He's just saying that I'm very such. Why should Mother Lakṣmī, the mother of universe, be angry with an insignificant devotee like Prithu Maharaj? He feels very insignificant. That's a very important one. Even if you look at Prithu Maharaj is not a normal king. He is a Sakti Avasha avatar. Even though he is the Lord himself, but he is feeling very insignificant. That's a very one. And another one, Prabhupada is reminding us here, this is something we need to really understand. If you look at the King Prithu Maharaj, he did the Ashwamedha Yajna. For what purpose he did the Ashwamedha Yajna? Right? He did not do a Yajna to get the devotional service. He was just do it for the Karma Kanda purposes. It's like you do it for a, what is that? You just do for a Karma Kanda purposes. It's like to get some kind of a benediction, benefits. Right? So though his intention was not correct, but he has pleased the Lord. That's a very important one. The intention may not be the right thing. He may not have the right intention, but he has pleased the Lord. That's a very important one. Right? So we all know that Putana, right? Putana, her intention was to kill Krishna. But how merciful Lord Krishna is, accepted, though her intention was wrong, he accepted the action, and then Krishna has awarded Putana like a mother, like a nurse. That's a whole important one. So the intention was wrong also in this case. Lord has accepted it. So the Lord is a Dina. That's like if we feel that you are insignificant, if we feel we are insignificant, and we have, with our limitations, what we do it, that's a very important one, right? So that's what the Bali Maharaj says that one. This is such a beautiful verse. In the whole Bali Maharaj is like it's a roller coaster ride. He was like a king. He went to Patal Loka and he lost everything, his wife, everything he lost. And then the Lord is giving so much of opulent and everything. So after Lord has given everything to him, many people will have means Prahlad Maharaj and everyone will talk about many verses. The only one verses at the end Bali Maharaj spoke only one verses. He says that one, Lord, I was trying to offer obeisances. The very things he didn't say that I offered obeisances. I was trying to offer obeisances. Bali Maharaj did not offer obeisances because he was surrounded by his all the ministers, his Sukracharyas, family and everything. He couldn't offer to obeisances Lord Vamanadev. He said that in my heart I was trying to offer obeisances. That itself you accepted it and given me so much of benedictions, right? So that's what the Lord is offering us lot. It's like they say, right? The Lord's policy is like give, forgive, and as a condition, so we gets, and we forget. The Lord is like, it's keep giving it. So he just, Bali Maharaj says that I was just trying to offer obeisances. For that itself we accepted and given it. That's a very important one. Though here, as Prabhupada says that, it may be like a karma kanda, and then he hasn't even done 100 sacrifices, but the beauty thing is he pleased the Supreme Personality of God. That's what we are also trying to do it. So, yeah, I'll pass here. Is there any comment, corrections, clarification? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Gopinath Bhavan ki jai.